things like a lot of bullying as a kid for my color or for whatever, तो जब मुझे कोई मेरे appearance के लिए compliment देता है, मुझे बहुत साल लगे to realize अच्छा ये मुझे compliment कर रहे हैं. I know earlier maybe there were these standards कि इनको गोरे होना चाहिए, but I think that's not just industry standard. That was in our culture. That colorism that's still there. एक सवाल स्टैंडर्ड होता है ना रिश्तेदारों को, शादी कब कर रहे हो. अब यहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड सवाल जिससे भी मैं मिलती हूँ, इट्स लाइक आप हिंदी में फिल्म कब कर रहे हो. सो आई रियली डोंट नो. आप टीवी में देखते हैं कि अच्छा प्रियंका चोपड़ा बिकेम मिस वर्ल्ड, मिस इंडिया, देन मिस वर्ल्ड, लारा दत्ता, ऐश्वर्या राय, सुष्मिता, and you feel like okay, your life, you'll go to Miss India, your life's going to change. You not necessarily have to start your journey as a Miss India or Miss World or as a beauty pageant girl to become or pursue acting. For any regional actor or the next step is अच्छा ये Bollywood में काम करेंगे, be it you're from South or from Punjab. एक actor की success का measure ये नहीं कि आप Bollywood करें. That people talk about Punjabi films and it's one of my dreams that कि पंजाबी फिल्म का remake बने. I didn't have a single friend. I didn't know a friend's friend who lived in Bombay or who is living in Bombay. So I had to, it was more like I felt very lonely in the beginning.
If conquering hearts from the north to the south of India had a face, it would be hers. She has kind of ruled over everyone's hearts, minds and everything else because her charm, her innocence, her grace is to die for. I can assure you 95% of the people out there are having a crush on her right now and I'm one of them, so I can attest to that. So let's welcome with me Sonam Bajwa to Bollywood Bubble. So Sonam, firstly welcome.
Thank you. That was a very sweet introduction.
And it's true to every word. I am telling you it's true to every word. Firstly, I have to ask you that you started from the Punjabi film industry, you have worked in the South as well. But even after not having done much work in Hindi, you receive so much love and gratification from everywhere you go. Does it become overwhelming to see all that love and appreciation that comes your way?
It does get overwhelming, and especially for someone who comes from that background that I came from, where going to Mumbai was like going to a different country. It felt like that, and being an actor was a very far-fetched dream. Like I couldn't even dream of dream about being an actor, and I sometimes still feel like, oh God, is this real? And when people come and tell me that oh, we watch your film or we love you, and I had a female fan. She made a phone call through someone because she was a director's relative and she was crying on the phone, and I couldn't wrap my head around that why, like, someone would actually love you so much that they start crying. And I saw recently somebody made a tattoo. It is really overwhelming and unreal for me, still unreal, but I'm so grateful that even though I work in Punjabi films, people love me, appreciate me, and now times are changing. We are known as Indian actors rather than regional actors. People are understanding, especially this generation, that the cinema, the art is beyond language. And I meet so many people in Bombay and they say that, oh, humne ghar pe baith ke aapki film dekhi, Punjabi film. And our films are such, you can actually sit with the family and watch it. So it feels really nice. It feels very, very amazing. I feel very grateful. Very grateful.
And since you spoke about the things people have done for you, I remember just a week or so ago, so there's a very famous meme artist on Twitter who had wrote that many celebrities follow me now, not Sonam Bajwa yet.
Who is he? Please tell me.
Xavier
I'll follow.
Uncle.
Oh, yeah. He writes such. He's your friend?
No, not my friend.
Achha,
but I saw the tweet.
तो मैं उनको आज फॉलो करूंगी. वो काफी मेरे बारे में ट्वीट्स करते हैं. So I'll follow him. His page is quite funny also. I've seen once or twice. I'll follow.
Yeah, but see, people are so much craving for your attention and love. That is something very special. But like the biggest, you told me that you have been living in Mumbai for 12 years.
Yeah.
And you predominantly work in Punjabi films. Your Hindi film career hasn't yet started as well. Much, not well, but as much. You have done a few smaller roles.
I've done a song. I've done two songs.
Two songs, yeah. So why has it taken so much time for you to enter into Hindi films yet?
I don't know what to say. I don't know. See, because so firstly, I've been really busy in Punjab. Secondly, you know, when you're loved like that, when people, your fans also start expecting out of you कि अच्छा अब next क्या करेंगे, and for any regional actor or you know the next step is अच्छा ये Bollywood में काम करेंगे, be it you're from South or from Punjab, you know the next expectation is when are you doing a Hindi film. So but your fans expect something out of you. So when you're making a decision, you not only think about अच्छा ये मेरे career के लिए कैसा रहेगा, of course you do think about that, but you also think अच्छा ये मेरे fans को कैसा लगेगा, like what is that they going to think. And now I do feel responsible about the fact that I sort of represent in some way, maybe in a little way, I do represent Punjabi film industry. So wo expectations hai, wo hopes hai. So I don't want to let anyone down also. So there've been opportunities. Sometimes I couldn't say yes to them because I wasn't sure. Sometimes I couldn't say yes to them because you know, I couldn't manage the dates. Sometimes for some other reasons, you know. So now I feel like I've been asked this n number of times, but whenever it's meant to be, I just want to do good work. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक एक्टर की सक्सेस का मेजर ये नहीं कि आप बॉलीवुड करें, वो हो तो बहुत अच्छी बात है क्योंकि हिंदी पूरे हमारे देश में बोली जाती है. सो अगर वो होता है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, नहीं तो एटलीस्ट वेर एवर गॉड हैज़ प्लेस्ड मी, वेर एवर पीपल हैज़ इमेंसली लव्ड मी, आई वॉन्ट टू डू गुड देयर, आई वॉन्ट टू गिव माई बेस्ट. आई डोंट वांट टू टेक दिस फॉर ग्रांटेड कि अरे मैं तो पंजाबी फिल्म में काम करती हूँ तो अभी ये नहीं बाद में कर, बिकॉज आई हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल टॉक लाइक दैट. बट आई trust me, I've given my best when I work, you know, in my films in terms of हम सिनेमा को आगे कैसे ले जा सकते हैं या अब हम जिस पोजीशन पे क्या कर सकते हैं, that you know that people talk about Punjabi films and it's one of my dreams that you know कि पंजाबी फिल्म का रीमेक बने, बॉलीवुड में बने या साउथ में बने मुझे नहीं पता, क्योंकि साउथ की बहुत फिल्मों का रीमेक बनता है. एक मराठी फिल्म का रीमेक बना था पंजाब में, सायराट का. सो आई वांट कि पंजाबी फिल्म का भी रीमेक बने, कि लोग बोले कि अरे वो फिल्म आई और उसमें मैं हूँ, कि वो फिल्म आई है सोनम बाजवा की, उसको हम हिंदी में बनाते हैं या फिर साउथ में बनाते हैं. आई डोंट नो, बट दैट्स माई ड्रीम एंड आई रियली रियली वांट टू परस्यू दैट.
बट लाइक एज यू सेड ना कि you want to kind of fulfill the expectations or whatever people kind of, that the responsibility you have. But don't you feel like the longer you wait, the pressure of those expectations will also rise?
हाँ, वो अब लगता है. I've started feeling that a little bit because everybody asks me the same question. जैसे वो सब एक सवाल स्टैंडर्ड होता है ना रिश्तेदारों को, शादी कब कर रहे हो. अब यहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड सवाल जिससे भी मैं मिलती हूँ, it's like आप हिंदी में फिल्म कब कर रहे हो. So I really don't know, but every day, trust me, you know, when I say that, every day I work on myself. And someone who's gone through, you know, things like a lot of bullying as a kid for my color or for whatever, you know, तो जब मुझे कोई मेरे appearance के लिए compliment देता है, मुझे बहुत साल लगे to you know to realize अच्छा ये मुझे compliment कर रहे हैं. So even till today, it feels very, very special when somebody will compliment me for anything for that matter. मुझे अभी भी ऐसा नहीं लगता कि अच्छा ठीक है. Like I do think about it when I go home.
It might be just 2 songs, and like I remember Street Dancer when I was watching, Sip Sip wasn't even in the cut.
Yeah, it didn't make
and
it to the final cut.
I was so disappointed. I was like, why?
I was disappointed too, but it's okay.
Like when you see the work that people like Diljit or Jassie Gill or Gippy sir has done, does it kind of motivates you as well, because they have managed to do and managed to kind of make a place for themselves in different industries and kind of still continue with that stardom.
Yeah.
Even today, does that motivate you? Does it instill a sense of pride as well?
Of course. I mean, it definitely inspires me. And I'm very, very proud of them, and especially with Diljit being at Coachella. We all loved not just his performance, I think the way he interacts with his fan and the way he is on his concerts is outstanding, and I'm genuinely really, really proud. of all these people who've made it this far. और जो पंजाबी म्यूजिक है, you know, जितने हमारे आर्टिस्ट हैं उन्होंने तो वो कहते हैं ना, लाइक फट्टे चक्के हुए, है ना, सो आई एम वेरी प्राउड. और मैं एक्चुअली लाइक इसलिए नहीं कह रही हूँ क्योंकि मैं कैमरा में बैठी हूँ, मुझे मतलब अपनी कोई चीज़ अच्छा करती तो आपको अच्छा लगता है ना. सो लाइक आई फील एज अ पंजाबी, आई फील वेरी वेरी प्राउड, वेरी प्राउड. मैं किसी फिल्म में पंजाबी गाना भी देखती हूँ ना, हिंदी फिल्म में, and it just makes me happy. Some people get upset कि अब अच्छे गाने को खराब मत कर दो, but I do feel happy that oh okay, they got another song because they're appreciating our music. So I love that.
And Diljit has made Diplo eat a laddoo and comment in Hindi. So that is there. What other extent you would look? But like when Carry On Jatta 2 released, as I told you, it was the first Punjabi film I saw in theaters.
Wow.
So when Carry On Jatta 2 released, it was still a Punjabi film releasing. But today, when you are ready with Carry On Jatta 3, that film has kind of gone beyond that scale. Today, people are considering it as an Indian film. You are promoting it in the Hindi space as well. And people are excited for it. When you see the growth that has happened from the second part to the third part, how do you see that growth, that evolution of the acceptance of the regional cinema into the Indian circuit?
You know, I started realizing that after COVID, because I think we all were at home and the best source of entertainment was through on like TV or OTT. So I met so many people who don't even speak Punjabi. They're not even from North India. They are probably from Pune or Gujarat. They were like, you know, we've seen your film, we've seen this film on OTT, we've seen that. So when people don't even speak that language, maybe they don't even understand that language at first, they still sit and watch that film and enjoy it through the visuals. It just shows that we've all grown, you know, our cinema has grown, people's understanding and acceptance for other languages has grown. So I felt that after COVID, like बहुत सारे लोग आके बताते थे, बॉम्बे में, वो कोविड से पहले नहीं हुआ था, मुंबई में मुझे बताते कि हमने आपकी फिल्म देखी. And so now when we went to film this, we already knew that people have so many expectations from this franchise. So हमें और अच्छा करना है. So we all came together with that intention that let's do something bigger and better. At least our intentions were that. And we've tried to make a film which will hopefully live up to the expectations of Carry On Jatta 2 and Carry On Jatta 1. So we've made that. We've tried our best. We've shot at bigger locations, मतलब जितना जो भी बड़ा हो सकता था, we've tried to do that.
So are we calling it a pan-India film now?
Yes, let's start by calling it a pan-India film, and we hope that it really, that it would actually do wonders for our industry. True. If it does well, then it'll be really nice.
And I mentioned a pan-India term. The term pan-India, when we say today, it consists of languages, majorly the South languages and the Hindi belt.
Yeah.
But there are many more.
Correct.
In India.
Correct.
So do you feel there's still a long way to go for the Punjabi or a Gujarati or a Bengali industry to comprise that pan-India section when we talk about?
Yeah, of course, there is a long way to go. And it's, see, our films are not very big budget films yet. But if a film like this that we are talking about, if it does well, breaks the boundaries of, you know, commercial success, then you know, more films will come out, will have bigger. Abhi to recently, like there's a lineup of other films also, which are like very big budgets even for Punjab. So I think, you know, slowly and steadily we are moving towards that direction. I know, like earlier I wouldn't watch a Bengali film, but now because there's OTT, you know, like you start watching films even there. So we have a new medium. So a lot of films are just now being released on OTT. So that's also good. So hopefully these languages that you've mentioned and Punjabi cinema, we are working in that direction to become bigger and better. We are trying, and hopefully we will reach there.
Yeah, and as you said, you moved here before becoming an actor.
Yeah.
What were the initial struggles to kind of survive in this city? Because this city takes a lot.
For me, it was that I didn't know anyone. Like more than anything, the fact that I didn't have a single friend. I didn't know a friend's friend who lived in Bombay or who is living in Bombay. So I had to, it was more like I felt very lonely in the beginning. And I would go out for dinners alone. I would go for lunch. I've also gone for movies alone at that time because I didn't know anyone who I could ask for, like, okay, let's go for a film or let's go for lunch. So it was more like I missed having friends in the city. And so yeah, it was more of that. But then the good thing was that I had a very, like, a good job. So I was working. And while I was still working and doing that job is when I applied for Miss India. I took a month off and I went there. So I saved up some money to go and participate in Miss India. And I went there. I came out. And that was the time which was difficult because I had to make up my mind if I have to go back to my job or if I want to pursue in being an actor, because living in Bombay, like you said, is not easy. You have to take care of your rent, you have to do everything, है ना? And the space is not like how it is in Delhi or North India, so you have to get used to that. And then like I had made up my mind that I'm not going to ask money from my parents. Even when I moved to Bombay, way before that, I thought, no, whatever I'll do, I'll earn and then I will do whatever I want to do. So it was a tough decision that agar kaam nahi mila to, ya agar aisa hua to, but by God's grace, everything fell in place, one after the other. I started getting films, I started doing ads initially, TV commercials, and it all worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you mentioned Miss India, I remember that in the initial 2000s or the late 90s, Miss India or the pageants used to have a very profound impact on the Indian society. Like we would worship the winners. Their careers were paved from that. Eventually, as we entered a little later 2000s, the pageantry community kind of started losing that kind of hold that they used to have. At that time, you chose to participate in that and then make a career in acting. Was it a little difficult as compared when you see the kind of path that previous people in the maybe like a Priyanka or a Lara or a Sushmita Sen might have faced?
I had similar expectations, honestly. Like this is what, and I came from a very small village or a town. आप टीवी में देखते हैं कि अच्छा प्रियंका चोपड़ा became Miss World, Miss India, then Miss World, Lara Datta, Aishwarya Rai, Shushmita, and you feel like, okay, your life, you'll go to Miss India, your life's going to change. I had similar expectations. But when I went to Miss India, I wasn't even in top 10. And I remember crying backstage. And Hasleen Kaur, she was standing there. And she was going on stage to announce the, winners. And she saw me crying. She's like, "Why are you crying?" I said, this is all I wanted to do my entire life. I really worked hard, and I genuinely did work very hard. I was the most disciplined there. And she said one thing. She said, "Listen, I'll tell you one thing. अभी बहुत बार ऐसा होता है जो मिस इंडिया नहीं बनता ना वो बहुत अच्छा करता है." And like I didn't say anything, but I thought I was like, yeah, she's a Miss India. It's very easy for her to say that, and now she's just saying that because she doesn't want me to cry. And years later, last year, I met her, and I saw her once at a gym working out, and I couldn't go up to her to say that, hey, remember, like backstage you spoke to me and, this is what I'm a working actor now. But I've been an introvert, so it was hard for me to go to her and, start a conversation. I thought she may not even remember me. Cut 2 years later, last year, I met her and she came to me and the first thing she's like, "Sonam, you remember? You were crying backstage." I was like, "You remember?" And she's like, "Yes, of course I remember, and I'm very proud of you, and I've watched your films and well done." So, these kind of things. I mean, it was a very cute story. So, and she's doing very well for herself now. So, I did have those expectations, but maybe God had other plans. I feel like if you keep working hard, if one thing doesn't work out, second thing doesn't work out. But if you're hard working, eventually hard work beats talent, and you will make it. Sooner or later you'll make it. So even the girls who are going for pageant, the only thing is I feel like for actors, serious actors, scenarios have changed. you not necessarily have to start your journey as a Miss India or Miss World or as a beauty pageant girl to become or pursue acting. I would suggest you go for an acting school, go for somewhere where you can work on yourself as an actor. Yeah, if you want to become a model, then maybe pageant will work for you. But again, there are no rules, I feel. Whatever works for you, whatever your heart says. But with my own experience, I can definitely say that if you want to pursue acting, because some girls, feel so bad, they're not tall enough to be in the pageant, but they also want to become an actor. So, zaruri nahi ki aapki, ab to I think we are living in these times where it doesn't matter how tall, how short, how fair, how skinny, how whatever you are. The best is to be yourself, and or acting mein there are no limitations like that. We are living in a really good time that every actor, if you're good at what you do, you're really loved and celebrated. So if you're not that tall enough, don't worry, you can still become an actor.
And one such girl who did not win a pageant but has still made it big, you toured with her recently, Disha Patani. She was also she was Miss India Indore. And from there, she didn't go further, but she also made it. She has done well.
Of course.
How was the experience of that tour? You have got to work with Akshay sir, Disha, Nora. There are so many people.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Firstly, it's a privilege to perform live for your audience, for your fans. I always wanted that. I always thought about it, but I'm so glad it happened through the entertainers. It was one of a kind experience. When you look into your fans' eyes and they're doing the same dance step as you are, they're lip syncing to your songs, they're cheering for you. It is a blessing. It is an experience to remember, and I really enjoyed on that tour. I mean, I loved being on stage. I loved everything, and I made friends. I made friends with Disha, Moni, Apar, Stebbin, everyone. And it was really, really nice to work with Akshay sir. So much to learn actually from him. So overall, a very, very good experience.
And you spoke about beauty standards, right? So you have worked in different industries. So have you noticed a difference in the kind of beauty that the makers look out for in Punjab and in Mumbai, in the industry?
Not in Punjab and Mumbai. I've not seen a difference. I mean, I've not worked in Mumbai yet as such, so I don't know. But what surprises me is that our generation is now so much more aware and so much more. Yes, of course, there's one section of people who'll have something to say for everyone, but there are also people who will encourage and who will, who'll accept every, if you're fair, or like I know earlier maybe there were these standards ki inko gore hona chahiye, but I think that's not just industry standard. That was in our culture. That's that colorism that's still there, but it's getting better with time. So वो अगर मुझे लगता है हमारी लाइफ, डे टू डे लाइफ हमारी सोसाइटी में से जाएगा तो वो इंडस्ट्री में भी जाएगा. बट इंडस्ट्री में तो आई फील पीपल रियली सेलिब्रेट विमेन हु आर डस्की एंड डार्क स्किन, है ना. सो इट मुझे कभी भी पंजाब में आई हैव नेवर हैड दिस एक्सपीरियंस दैट समवन वाज लाइक
discriminating on that fact.
No, never, not in Punjabi industry.
And I think we have been very honest in this interview. And I hope this has touched Sonam's heart, this conversation.
It has.
But Sonam, thank you so much for giving me this time. You are lovely as ever. All the things I said to you before in the intro, I think I mean them all the more now. I meant them that time as well, but I mean them all the more now. Thank you so much for giving me this time.
So much. Thank you for giving me time. Thank you for saying such nice, encouraging words to me. They mean a lot. And like I said before, I don't take these compliments, this love for granted. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been lots of love and love for everything.
Thank you.
Hope you had a good time because I had a great time.
Yes, I did.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, this is Sonam Bajwa and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble. Like, share and subscribe.